Good evening, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to continue the study of international logistics. My name is Philip. I'd like to invite you to subscribe the channel. If you enjoyed the video, give us a like. Don't forget, support this channel with donations. Start the notifications. Share this video with your friends. Follow me in Twitter, Facebook and Instagram. Thank you very much. Let us continue. If you like, add a commentary. Before this fresh fish was a heritage, even though the sea was only 10 miles away. The same study of 5 roads in Malaya shows social development, following the form of increased attendance at schools, greater use of medical facilities, increased reading of newspapers, use of government services and facilities, introduction to the other amenities of modern life. The legacy of colonialism, emphasis on export of raw material and agricultural goods, can be seen in the development of transportation systems in many third world countries. Port facilities often have inadequate or lack entirely modern container loading, unloading facilities. At times, some third world ports suffer from port congestion. To put the Nigerian port congestion into context, a survey of 30 ports which often experience congestion revealed that in the first stage of 1975 and the first quarter of 1976, average delays increased from 14.5% to 46.5 days per vessel. The sudden arrival of 2 million tons of cement, given that the annual capacity of Nigerian ports was only 4.6 million tons, meaning that congestion was almost inevitable. Multimodalism remains rare. Equipment available in countries is highly variable, and maintenance can be problematic from the standpoint of finding parts supplies and qualified mechanics and operators. The ownership of transportation modes is also highly variable, with many countries owning and operation rail, ports, and air facilities, while allowing privately owned trucking or waterway transportation. Warehousing, inventories, customer service. Finding appropriate warehousing and storage space in third world countries can also be problematic. Often, major warehouse facilities exist only at ports of entry and were designed as export inventory holding areas. As with the transportation system, one can expect a combination of government and private ownership of warehousing depending on the economic and developmental story of the country. Advanced material handling equipment is not available, though exceptions are notable. In Jamaica, for example, an automated bauxite loading facility is available as a legacy of Alcoa's export activities that in 1960s and 1970s. Inventory management is also difficult. Sudden governmental action may close borders, turning off for an indeterminate time pipelines through which goods were flowing. Because local couriers fluctuate widely, it may be unrealistic to attempt to value inventories in local terms. Preferential exchange rates are sometimes established to affect the nature and timing of imports. These actions may be good for business, inducing bulk shipments, but disastrous for inventory levels. Whereas Western logistics executives like to describe their system as customer driven, the concept is newly meaningless in most third world countries. There are many shortages, and it almost always a seller's market. Popular customer service measures, as used in the West, such as in-stock availability, speed of service, and service constants, would be irrelevant given the situation. The firm has little control over the timing and availability of inventory. The chronic shortage of foreign exchange and recession implies that replacement rates are nearly always less than optimal. Information management, technology, in some third world countries often dates to the paper and pen era of the 1950s. Although personal computers are now widely available, the absence of reliable and high-quality communications systems tend to limit their usefulness in business logistics settings. Such advanced technology as barcoding, automatic inventory replacement, and recorder systems and EDI are not possible to implement. One additional problem often faced by logistics professionals in third world is the lack of reliable data concerning business activity. Private sources of market-based data do not exist, and government monitoring of the private sector is often unreliable. Those important information about population demographic shifts, which would be useful for demand inventory forecasting, is quite often unavailable. Communications are poor. When shipment to areas like the ones described, Scriven Medical System International routinely sends a surplus of 4% rather than 2% of any items shipped. This is because they realize the difficulties the customer would go through in trying to get an error corrected. Human resource. Although it's possible to find skilled labor in third world countries that is appropriate to the level of logistic technology available, it can be difficult to find native logistic professionals who have a grasp of contemporary strategic logistic management. This problem is not unique to the third world nations. In many of the emerging economies of the former Eastern Bloc countries, it's difficult to find business professionals in any area who have full understanding of the day-to-day machinations of capitalist economies. As always, the training of needed human resource is high on the list of improvement required to implement advanced logistics systems. Trade issues. Shortage of hard currency are common in third world countries. Many of these nations are saddled with enormous debt burdens and simply lack reserves of currency for trade purposes. Later we continue. Thank you very much.